exactly, which
I don't know what you guys are talking about.
according to this computer,
we're perfectly
exactly on time. All right.
So punctual.
And another moment or two, and we should be good to go.
I tweeted.
Seems to be all right. Thank you for tweeting, Kyle. I'll have to retweet you from my phone because for some reason my computer is no longer logged in. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Awesome Hardware. Live show. We talk about technology. We drink some beers, occasionally adult language, so warning to any of you guys who might be offended by that. We stream live to youtube.com/Paul's Hardware, my channel, and then we're going to do the second half on Kyle's channel, Bitwit. We also stream the whole thing on Twitch, twitch.tv/Awesome Hardware. And we've been doing this for a while now.
This 125 episodes.
This is episode 125. We're almost getting to the point where we need to stop putting the episode numbers because people look at it and be like, "Man, that's just sad." Still flogging that.
We shouldn't let them know that we've done the show this many times and we're still not partnered with them.
That is true. But there's laws, there's rules against that.
Are there?
Well, because we dual stream. We stream to Twitch and YouTube. We probably could, if we wanted to make an effort, get Twitch to make an exception for us because we know people there. Maybe right. I'm not sure. Maybe Twitch is too big now. Maybe they're too big and they wouldn't do that for us. But
I always thought it was because of that dildo incident.
That dildo incident was kind of somewhat notorious. Twitch did get in contact with us about that, but they were pretty.
But then we redeemed ourselves with the bottle popping incident.
That's true.
They even tweeted it. So
which is now fodder for. All right, I finally found your.
We're no longer on their shit list. Okay. We're on their beware of these guys, they're dumbasses list, or at least just me.
Yeah, and that's totally fine.
I can live with that.
All right. First off, a quick plug for our stores. If you guys want to help yourselves out and get some fine merchandise, check out my store, paulshardware.net. New merchandise. I am actually sporting the Awesome Hardware Sword Fight shirt. We have new Awesome Hardware merchandise. Whether you order these from my store or from Kyle's store, it doesn't matter. There's going to be some math done, and Kyle and I are still going to be splitting it between us. I also have stainless steel bottle openers now, which are super high quality. I just recently got some, and they almost cut me. They're so sharp and refined. We also have some shirts that we've had designed by people who have sent in because we have a shirt design contest going on. This one's RGB Everyone by Mudsy. And so check that one out if you enjoy it. Anyway, also mugs, pint glasses. Kyle's store is bitwit.tech/store. He's got the Beware of Bottleneck shirt celebrating that time when he sprayed beer all over my garage. Yeah. Still finding stains. Still stains from Kyle's visit.
Every shirt comes with an original beer stain.
Yes.
That's not true.
We also have some ladies' shirts. Buy your significant other. I'm assuming this because most of our audience is male. We have some ladies out there too. If you guys want to buy shirts, but if you're a dude and you want a lovely gift for your wife or girlfriend, or just some random girl
or guy
on the street, or a guy who likes the ladies' cut T-shirt, they're very slimming. Anyway,
or anyone who identifies with Dragon Sprite.
Yes. I have one quick announcement for my half, and that is just that my giveaway that was going on for the past couple weeks has ended. The winner was picked and was announced earlier today, and that was his name. I forget what his name was. Zek. His name was Zek.
Zek?
Not Zach. Zek.
Good old Zek.
He's from Wyoming. So big congrats to him. He, as far as I can tell, has not claimed his prize yet. So come tomorrow, 24 hours after he was contacted, if he has not gotten in touch with me, we will be drawing a new and different winner, and Zek will have to say, "Oh heck." What a pain in the neck.
What if we just started drawing winners by actually drawing a person's face, and then whoever looks the most like the person we draw wins the giveaway prize?
Sounds very feasible. Totally can do that. With today's technology.
We have the technology.
All right. Today, look at this. This is awesome. Somehow this lines up. Now choose the cupcake. All right. I looked over because we started a little late today, so apologies to you guys for that. We were just I got here late and everything. I looked over here to do my first segment, which is insecurity, and I saw security listed. I was like, oh, the lower thirds, even though I didn't set them up, are there. But no, choose the cupcake. But this is actually
now
insecurity.
I want cupcakes, damn it.
I'm going to assume that Kyle was hacked.
Damn it.
I'm going to assume that Kyle was hacked, and
I didn't even know it.
that's what they did. They changed it to choose the cupcake.
They're going to steal my files.
So there's some big, crazy stuff going on with IT security stuff, information security, and we're actually starting off with maybe one that you might not have expected me to start off with, but I have the vaguest idea of what information security actually is, but I follow some people on Twitter who I think have a much better idea. And several people mentioned that this actually is probably a bigger deal than the second story we're going to talk about Wi-Fi being not secure anymore.
That's scary.
This is Infineon, or basically there's a large company named Infineon, and they make specific chips, and there has been a flaw discovered in the code library that fatally undermined the security of millions of encryption keys used in some of the highest stake settings, including national identity cards, software and application signing, and trusted platform modules protecting government and corporate headquarters. Thank you, Kyle, for your ongoing efforts to
This is my last
to make the sound as perfect as it can possibly be.
my last attempt. All right, guys. That's it. Not touching the soundboard anymore,
We
so
are experts.
use your own volume knobs at home if you need to.
Yeah, so this allows attackers to calculate the private portion of any vulnerable key using nothing more than the corresponding public portion of that key, which is kind of a big deal. The public portion is supposed to be something you can share, and the private portion is not, so that causes a pretty significant problem. The private key can then be used to decrypt sensitive data, sneak malicious code into digitally signed software, and bypass protections that prevent accessing or tampering with stolen PCs. So, for instance, you might have a very important government computer that's got very important sensitive information on it, and they have these protocols that are in place for implementing information security. They have actual standards, and that's one of the big issues with this. One of the frightening things is that there's two major internationally recognized security certification standards that this breaks, basically. The flaw itself is 5 years old, but it was only recently discovered. It is located in code that complies with two internationally recognized security certification standards that are binding on many governments, contractors, and global companies. This flaw was discovered by Slovak and Czech researchers from the Masaryk University in the Czech Republic, Enigma Bridge in Cambridge, UK, and Ca' Foscari University in Italy. And I apologize for my horrible pronunciation of any of those words I just said. The code library was developed by German chipmaker Infineon and has been generating weak keys since 2012 at the latest. Might have been implemented earlier than that by certain institutions or governments. The library runs on hardware Infineon sells to a wide range of manufacturers using Infineon smart chips and TPMs, trusted platform modules. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, but you watch standard tech videos on PC hardware and stuff, the closest you might have gotten to this is when we're going over motherboards, and there's a TPM header. And for most home users, you're like, there's a TPM header. You don't need to care about that. But a trusted platform module is an actual physical piece of hardware that plugs into that basically makes the machine accessible and has valid keys to work with specific software and that kind of thing. So
It's like a VROC dongle.
yes,
Sort
they
of.
are in the same family. They are in the same family. That is correct. So this has some major and far-reaching implications, largely due to the fact that whereas the Wi-Fi thing affects a large number of people, this is affecting some very important people in some very secure environments that weren't intended to have a vulnerability of this sort. Fortunately, the people who discovered this aren't necessarily your black hats or hackers or anything. They're actually, I had their names up here, but I probably would have horribly mispronounced them anyway, so it's probably good that I apparently didn't copy them. But the people who did research this, I mentioned the universities that they come from. They've put together a research paper. It's titled "The Return of Coppersmith's Attack: Practical Factorization of Widely Used RSA Moduli." Moduli? That's
Moduli.
plural of modules. Will be presented. Kyle, move your thing. This will be
Oh,
presented
sorry.
on November 2nd at the ACM Conference on Computer and Communication Security. To give people time to change keys, this paper describing the factorization method isn't being published until it's presented at the conference. And then I have a secondary article here. All these articles are linked in the description, by the way. First one was from ARS Technica by Dan Gooden. This one is from Bleeping Computer by Catalin Simpanu. But yeah, a little bit more information here, just kind of on how the Infineon TPMs work and that kind of thing. If you guys want a little bit more reading, I am going to cut this off because I have several other things to talk about. But operating system vendors are shooting workarounds for this. The affected hardware is probably going to need to be just shit canned and then moved to something else. The types of TPMs that are affected, and bear in mind here, very specifically, it only affects Infineon TPMs, so don't think that all TPMs are affected. And yeah, the ones that are affected are used in business laptops, routers, embedded and Internet of Things devices. Known affected vendors include Acer, Asus, Fujitsu, HP, Lenovo, LG, Samsung, Toshiba, and other smaller Chromebook vendors. That's a pretty wide array. So
the moral of the story is that not all trusted platform modules should be trusted.
Yeah, I guess so.
I feel like they should probably change the name now.
Well, it could
STPM.
be the type of thing that taints people's understanding of TPMs. I feel like the people who work with TPMs aren't the kinds to suddenly start mistrusting all of them. But this is a pretty major security vulnerability that has been discovered, and I thought we should lead the show off with it because for anyone who doesn't care about this stuff,
you'll care about the next one.
Probably, I want to weed them out so they get bored and stuff like that. All right, next up, I'm pressing the wrong button. It's a little story from ZDNet. Crack.
Do you need another beer?
Sure, why not?
Grab more beer?
Are you on Crack?
Yes. No. Trick question.
Crack is a Wi-Fi vulnerability that became public knowledge yesterday, Monday morning. This is a bug that effectively breaks WPA2 wireless security.
No.
And say what you will about wireless security in general, WPA2 is kind of the broadest feature that's used by the most people that actually is, some amount of security against people just being able to look at everything that you're transmitting over a Wi-Fi network. However, WPA2 has now been cracked by Crack. Capital K, capital R, capital A, capital C, capital K, which stands for Key Reinstallation Attack. It is, at heart, a fundamental flaw in the way Wi-Fi Protected Access 2, or WPA2, works. The issue is the system's four-way handshake that permits devices with a pre-shared password to join a network. This was discovered by security researcher and academic Matthew Van Hoof, and threat actors who are taking advantage of this can leverage the vulnerability to decrypt traffic, hijack connections, perform man-in-the-middle attacks, and eavesdrop, like attorneys general. Eavesdrop on communication sent from a WPA2-enabled device. U.S. CERT, which is the United States Computer Emergency Readiness Team, has known of this bug for some months, but they informed vendors ahead of the public because now you're probably going to have a bunch of, younger hackers who are just getting into it who are like, this is crack, it sounds cool. I want to get me some of that and crack me some Wi-Fi. But they did want to give the vendors a little bit of time to kind of get their affairs in order. So you may have noticed the headline of the ZDNet article is "Here's every patch for crack Wi-Fi vulnerability that is available right now." Now this is a big deal in various ways because it affects many different things. Now fortunately, base level, if you're using a Windows system, a Windows computer, and you're keeping it up to date, you're probably just fine. Microsoft has already issued a patch for this and an update. However, there are many, many other companies that make many other different types of things, not just, computers with Windows operating systems that use WPA2 encryption in order to communicate over Wi-Fi, and those are now vulnerable to this. In general, Windows and newer versions of iOS are unaffected, but the bug can have a serious impact on Android 6.0, Marshmallow, and newer. So Android users beware. This is devastating for Internet of Things devices because they're often already bad at security and they're often not routinely updated or might not have over-the-air update capabilities. The list of vendors is in this article. Here again, it's alphabetical. There are many on there. I was going to highlight just a few. Apple has fixes for iOS, macOS, watchOS, and tvOS that are in beta. We'll be rolling it out in a software update in a few weeks. Cisco, multiple Cisco wireless products are affected by these vulnerabilities. Some patches are available, others are pending. Google is aware of the issue and will be patching any affected devices in the coming weeks. Google in this article actually seemed to be among the lesser prepared for this, but I'm not sure. It might be because if Android is particularly vulnerable, there's lots of different Android devices using lots of different versions, so it might be a more difficult thing to fix via updates. Intel has released a security advisory listing updated Wi-Fi devices, because there's lots of Intel Wi-Fi devices out there. Remember, they make Wi-Fi chips. Patches for affected chipsets, as well as Intel Active Management technology. Windows machines generally considered safe. Security patch has already been distributed and is available also through automatic updates. Again, I have a secondary article here, and check them in the description. But yeah, what I just said, Microsoft has already patched Windows against the crack Wi-Fi vulnerability.
There's one point for the mandatory Windows updates that we usually tend to hate on.
Yeah,
So-
I mean, they seem to come at the most inconvenient time, but
Yeah.
I guess on the plus side,
They do some things
when
right.
when they're protecting you from stuff like this, it is good.
Mm-hmm. Well, cool. So does this mean if I have a wireless external hard drive that's WPA2 encrypted, then that's probably vulnerable?
Yep.
Or like a NAS that might be WPA2 encrypted?
Yep,
All right, duly noted.
everything
I will
needs updates.
burn everything.
It does seem like the type of thing that can be updated via, like they can push a firmware update to fix it. When this first came out, I saw lots of articles that were saying everyone's going to need new routers now. Like everyone has to get new routers. That doesn't appear to be the case immediately. But, you know, depending on what hardware you're using and how easy it is to update, and again, whether it's a connected device that the manufacturer can push an update to, or it's something that the user has to actively go and update themselves, is going to make a big difference. So you're going to have lots of devices that aren't updated and that are vulnerable,
Right.
despite all of you who are now aware of this, and of course all of your friends who you're going to tell about, and freak them out. Don't use Wi-Fi anymore. Don't do that. But I mean, yeah. Any of you who spread information like this to friends who might be less technically inclined,
You're part of the problem.
no, you're doing a good thing.
Oh, you're doing a good thing.
You're helping them.
You're part of the solution.
Yes, because this is the type of thing that
I wonder if this will
You
lead
know?
to any more IRL theft, because now people could technically hack into other people's surveillance camera systems.
Yes.
Disable the cameras and then break in essentially
so 2 beers.
without a clue left behind.
Yeah, it's
Interesting.
messed up. Some messed up stuff.
Yikes! Yikes! Burn all the things.
All right, one last story here
I'm
in
afraid.
the insecurity segment. Adobe has patched yet another Flash 0-day exploit. I feel like I've said all of this before. Adobe Flash. This article's from Security Week, by the way, but Flash Player security update was released on Monday by Adobe. It patches a zero-day vulnerability that's been exploited in targeted attacks already. The security hole CVE-2017-11292, described as a critical type confusion issue that could lead to remote code execution. That's bad. Number of vulnerabilities found in the article's pointing out, because I've heard of Flash vulnerabilities are just so common. The article points out it's actually decreased considerably in past months. There have only been 4 issues resolved in August and September. That's only a rate of two per month. Good job, Adobe. Anyway,
That's because no one uses Flash anymore.
if Adobe's insecurity is, Adobe's insecurity and Adobe Flash's insecurity in general is what has caused Adobe to make the decision to kill Flash.
Good.
Flash will no longer
Everyone
be used.
hates Flash anyway.
Starting in by 2020, Flash
Boo,
will
Flash.
be gone forever, and it already is disabled and doesn't work in many browsers by default. So usually you have to go and tell it no, I want to do this, the Flash thing.
Too bad it's just a software. It doesn't feel pain.
Which
Don't
I
kill
often
it.
have to do that during sword fight, or not sword fight, during face off.
Yes.
All right, let's move on
Goodbye,
to our quick sponsor spot. Yes, indeed. A quick sponsor spot. Deep
Deep
Cool Sponsoring awesome hardware for the month of October.
In his house.
Yes.
There she blows.
Now-
Yes. Captain 240EX.
Today,
Excuse me.
to mix things up a little bit, we're gonna unbox these at the same time.
Oh, man.
Last time we did these one at a time.
Too hot to handle.
And then Kyle, I think on your half, we're gonna put them back in the boxes.
Ooh, I like
be
that. You're thinking outside the box.
I've also realized that the air conditioner in your
has gone out.
has turned off.
Yes, I really do need to bring
Absolutely.
like an industrial-sized box fan in here, specifically for this show.
Keyboard has a USB pass.
We should, or we could just change the time of this show to like 9 in the morning when it's literally like
Just change-
21°C in here.
Ah, that's
It's
awesome.
super cold.
You know what's nice about Deep Cool?
What, Paul?
The word cool.
Yeah, it is.
I'm feeling cooler right now.
It's such good branding.
Probably as a result of Deep Cool.
I might change my channel name for a 5,000th time to BitCool.
To bit cool?
BitCool Sauce Netwit.
That's a great idea. Hold on, I'm just gonna prop this up really.
It is alright, nice.
This is a
Yeah,
really
oh.
stupid idea. I've clamped,
Clamping it to the beer.
clamped this fan
You have
to
to, you have to hold it up
a
so
beer
that they can
bottle.
see what you've done. Your
There's
creation.
no way that that's gonna tip over.
See, bad engineering, good engineering.
There we go.
Look. Do you see anything
point.
falling? Right. Look at this. I'm dangling it and stuff. It's not falling to
Alright,
pieces
alright.
like that was.
I got it.
Super good.
Done now.
High, pure quality.
Okay.
A deep level of cooling can be had.
So the product we're actually showing off is the Deepcool Captain 240EX, which is a 240 millimeter radiator, all-in-one liquid cooler. It comes in a variety of different finishes, including
does.
black and white.
Black and white.
That is a variety.
Deep cool don't discriminate.
If you do want some additional color, though, these are both RGB, and so the center part here will light up in RGB colors, and it's fantastic.
This reactor looking water block.
Also available with a white finish on the radiator here, as well as the white pumps. Oh no, I finally took the cap off and smudged the thermal paste a little bit.
How dare you?
So you got the white finish that's available there as well.
And it comes with LED
And-
strips.
And you get LED strips in the box.
Comes with 50/50 RGB LED strips that do include the power connectors
boxes.
and extensions. There's a controller attached to it as well, which is nice. So you can control it either just with the cable itself, the little controller that's built in, or of course connect it to your motherboard and control it through software like Asus Aura Sync,
It's my phone.
or Mystic Light from MSI, etc. RGB Fusion from Gigabyte. What is this? Oh, this is just this looks like a fan hub. 4-pin PWM fan hub.
Yes, that's so you
That's
can,
nice.
if you go push-pull on the fans, you can connect them all up.
Pretty sweet.
Pardon me.
And mounting accessories.
All right.
Beautiful.
I really quickly wanted to show the actual light uppiness.
Light
you guys
uppiness. The light uppiness.
All right. There it is, the Captain 240EX. And let's look at the gallery.
Woo!
So you can see the central part here lights up. Showing red there, but different colors are available. Oh, video, that's what we want. Video.
Boom!
Oh no. It contains content from Sony Music Entertainment Japan.
Oh,
and
no.
is not available in our country.
Oh no!
Well, that is a shame. However,
Don't worry, Deep Cool. I know what
There
you're
it
going
is.
through.
all right,
I've
there,
dealt with that in the past.
there it is.
Many times.
Little RGB controller unit, which is very useful to have in general. RGB strip, and there's the central part that lights up too. So there we go. Big thank you to Deep Cool for
Lovely.
sponsoring Awesome
Thanks, Deep
Hardware.
Cool.
Link to their website is down in this video's description. Let's move on to
Move on.
Sword Fight.
Moving on.
Yes, indeed.
What are
Sword
we
Fight.
fighting? What are we arguing
Like
today?
the shirt that I'm wearing.
Oh, it's beautiful.
This is the Sword
glorious.
Fight shirt that Brian designed.
Yes.
Available in the store.
Maraksat.
Now, you guys are probably already aware we've kind of been covering the 1070 Ti from rumor onwards.
Indeed.
You know, we were originally quite skeptical of the 1070 Ti. Like,
Oh yeah.
looking at Nvidia's lineup, it
We were
didn't
like,
it
nah.
didn't seem like there was much of a gap there or whatever. But it does seem like it's going to be a thing. It hasn't been officially confirmed yet, but there's enough rumors and scuttlebutt and pictures leaking out, that kind of thing, that people are expecting this to happen. There's Been some leaked specs. It's going to have a lot more CUDA cores than the standard 1070. 2,432, and that's only one. What do they call them now? SMX
SM unit?
Yeah, whatever the SM unit.
I think.
It's one. I think it's one grouping of CUDA cores less than the 1080. But the latest rumor is that it won't be able to overclock. It's going to be locked. The frequencies of like the G, it'll probably do boost up to a certain point, but then it'll cut off. This article from PCGamesN.com is saying no, NVIDIA isn't going to do that, and there's a little bit of explanation as to why they think that is the case. They think it's mainly stuff that's being told manufacturers that is being misinterpreted, but never mind all that. Let's assume that it is true. The fuck NVIDIA.
Yeah. No.
Stop it. No, let's assume that is true, and therefore it is the subject of today's sword fight, and we're going to be arguing about it. So if the rumored NVIDIA GTX 1070 Ti, which is also rumored to be locked for overclocking, if this is true, should this be allowed? We have various answers that we can answer with here. Yes, it's their GPU and they can do what they want. No, GPUs were meant to be overclocked, and this sets a dangerous precedent. Because, do you know of any completely unlocked or not overclockable GPUs? Most of them you can get in there and fiddle around.
I actually don't know of any modern.
If you use Afterburner,
I don't know any modern GPUs that don't allow you to overclock.
Yeah.
That's strange.
I put a few other options in here just so people have some, can mix it up a little bit.
Boobs.
If they want, get boobs down there. Boobs. So yeah, pick your poison. In chat, of course, we need your feedback here. If you guys want to throw your votes out, we'd be much obliged. And I'm gonna.
I think
Cell has been posting these.
I just realized my live stream was set to 6 p.m. So everyone probably thinks I'm 14 minutes late.
Why are you so late, Kyle?
Change it to 7.
All right.
So
there you go. Thank you, Cell. Thanks for moderating for us, Cell. By the way.
Thanks, Cell.
He's doing a great job. All right. So Kyle, what do you think? I'm gonna go first. Okay. I'm gonna say yes. I'm gonna say they're allowed to do it. Here's the deal. I'm gonna combine my answer with another secondary answer here, which is that it kind of seems like NVIDIA's bored right now. They don't have a whole lot to do. They probably had something lined up to follow up with Vega, but then Vega couldn't beat the 1080 Ti, so they're like, well, I guess we can just keep on with the 1080 Ti. It's doing a great job there as our flagship card with nothing that can really beat it. So they're like, well, what do you got going on for the rest of the year now that we have nothing else to do? I don't know. Well, they can't just do nothing. They have to work. They have to produce something, economics and all that kind of stuff. Jensen doesn't just sign off on the paychecks unless something's being produced. So they're like, all right, let's, reach into the old, idea box and pull something out. And this is what they came up with. Let's wedge something in there, that's a higher value card that, can maybe push some sales, and, they make a decent amount of money at that price range and everything, around $400. Big challenge, to the Vega 56 right now, because Vega 56 you can't even buy for the normal price. So it's like, does it need to be challenged? Probably not. But they're like, oh, let's throw it out there and see what happens. But as a result, they took something that was sort of an in-between chip. Where obviously there's still details forthcoming on this. We're not sure if it uses the same exact. Are these just 1080 GPUs that didn't quite cut, make the cut, so they're just shipping them out with one of the SM units disabled or whatever. But yeah, point is, they need to be able to make a product that doesn't cannibalize their other products. This probably was something that they weren't going to do anyway. So yeah, if they want to lock the frequency, they'll lock the frequency, because they can't have a 1070 that they sell for $400 or whatever it's going to be suddenly be able to overtake or even match performance in a lot of situations with a GTX 1080, because that costs $500, and they got to be able to charge $500 for that.
No.
To make that money.
No, Paul. No one's gonna pay over $400 for a GPU they can't even overclock.
Yes, they will.
No, they won't.
They're a bunch of suckers.
Most people who are paying over $400 for a GPU are gaming enthusiasts. And gaming enthusiasts like to tinker and mess with their hardware. Poor choice of words on my part. But this is something that is just expected now. Users have come to expect that if you're going to buy a premium GPU, or even any GPU for that matter, here in 2017, that you're going to be able to play around with it and push it to its absolute limits, instead of having this locked ecosystem or locked environment where it just ships out of the box and it does nothing. Well, it doesn't do nothing. It does a lot. It can game fine. But you know what I mean. It doesn't make any sense for them to lock the clock speeds, because first off, there are no other cards that do that, and there's really no other reason why you would lock it other than for some, anti-user reason. To maybe preserve the sales of their GTX 1080. Because if you had an unlocked 1070 Ti, it could probably match or even outperform a GTX 1080. So at that point, it doesn't seem like locking the GPU is servicing the user, the end user at all. It's really serving the company, and that seems like a dishonest marketing ploy to me. I rest my case.
The only thing you said that was accurate is that it's 2017.
Bullshit!
Let's see what the audience thought, though.
I thought it was 2018.
Everyone's had sufficient time to submit their votes.
I bet Boobs won.
Take a look at results. If you're watching this in
Boobs!
the future, Boobs! All right, we got Boobs, followed by the GTX 1070 Ti. Really doesn't even need to exist. That was popular.
Yeah.
No,
That was my
GPUs
real
were
vote.
meant to be overclocked, and this sets a dangerous precedent. Pardon me. It looks like that means Kyle wins.
Woo!
Because I only had 15% of the vote with 32. You had... I'm losing track of what's what here. Yeah, you had 17% with 66. And I do want to point out, we were only split by... well, you had like double. Wait,
by the...
No, I have 8%. What am I talking about? I had
Right.
8%. You had 17%. So, all right.
But if you combined
you win.
your two answers together...
You're right, because I did
over
choose
20%.
two answers. I did choose
You
two
did
answers.
so
Therefore,
over 20% of the vote.
Therefore, I win.
That's all you have to do.
Just gotta add those up.
Just pick multiple answers.
That's how it works. All right, I should start adding boobs to every straw poll
Boobs, boobs, boobs.
from now on. All right, I'm trying to go through the show fairly quickly today. Again, I was just because we started late, and I don't want to keep you all too long. But we're moving on. We're moving on to the next segment, and that is news.
GTX 1070
News.
Ti TTYS.
1070 TD.
Sorry.
That would sell.
I am 5.
That'd sell very well.
It would, according to our survey.
Like, bring back the trend of like the screened, images on the graphics cards or whatever, but it's just like boobs.
Instead of like the dual fan design, it's just
Yeah.
two massive tits. Yeah.
Would you have to do ones with dongs on it too, though? Just like big old.
To prevent it,
Little
to
wieners.
keep it from being sexist, I think so.
So if you had that, and you wanted to do SLI,
Ooh.
would you go with
Quad
four
boobs?
with 4 boobs,
Quad boob
or the
SLI.
boobs in the dong,
Ooh, yeah.
or the double dong? That's
double dong.
got to be.
I'd say
gotta be the
quadruple.
sword fight question for next.
Quadrupes the boobs.
Yeah, I mean
quadruple
that's
boobs.
probably what I would do too.
Yeah. I don't know dicks in my system.
But it's a symbol of power and masculinity.
I mean, I have a question for you, Paul. Are you a boob guy or are you a dick guy?
Boobs.
I think
go for the
I think we
boobs.
all know the answer here.
I'm just trying to.
I rest my case,
trying to-
sir.
Trying to be equal opportunity. All right, let's move on to some news here. brief little tangent there. All right, Google is they're gonna put up a fight with Amazon. Amazon, of course, taking over the world. Recently acquired Whole Foods. Now they have all the foods because they have the whole
Foods.
Whole Foods.
They only used to.
This is actually from late last week. On Thursday, Target and Google announced they're expanding what was previously a years-old delivery partnership. They're going from a small experiment that they were doing in a handful of cities to the entire continental U.S. This expansion will allow Target to become a retail partner in Google's voice shopping initiative, because they've been pushing that out a lot. If you guys saw a lot of the Pixel stuff, Pixel 2.
Mm-hmm.
You talking about Pixel 2 on your half a little bit?
A little bit.
Talking about Pixel 2 on Kyle's half?
Yep.
Stay tuned for that. Pixel 2, for example, comes with one of those Google Home speakers. They sent me a thing because I ordered my Pixel 2. And they sent me a thing like, "Hey, you get the speaker now." And I'm like, "I don't want I don't want your damn speaker."
Yeah.
I don't know. Smart speakers. That's supposed to be
Beware.
becoming a thing now. So the smart speaker battle will be between Google Home and the Amazon Echo and products derived thereof. I do like the I mean, if you're gonna go for one of those, the Amazon Echo, I think it's the Dot, the one you have to push.
Echo Dot, right?
The one where you push it to ask it something.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm still not
Sold on that.
Although my phone, every
to
time
push
I
it?
complain about this, I realize, but no, my phone's doing that. It's always listening to you.
Your phone's always listening to you?
Okay, Google. My phone's always listening to me. I mean, it wants to unlock right now, but it still heard what I just said.
Wait, does it do that for me?
Yes, it's always on. You can turn it off.
Okay, Google. It does.
So anyway, as I sit here saying, like, I don't want that in my home, it's listening to me all the time and realizing that my phone's doing that. Yes, I'm a horrible hypocrite, but still.
Turning my phone.
Maybe I can minimize the number of devices that are recording everything I say all the time. That might be kind of useful. As a part of this, 7 weeks ago, actually, Walmart also inked a similar deal with Google to offer hundreds of thousands of products. So yeah, this appears to be the tying in of like major online presences, Google and Amazon, which are probably close to the top of that, with established brick and mortar places that maybe have had a more difficult time kind of getting their online sales up and off the ground. I mean, Target, Walmart, they both have healthy online, websites. You can go buy stuff and have it delivered and that kind of thing. But they don't really hold a candle to Amazon for the most part. But tying into this might provide more of a more competition for Amazon. But apart from the whole voice commerce thing and being able to say, okay, Google, did it pick that up?
Okay, so and so.
I delayed so it wouldn't actually pick that up.
Nice.
Being able to say that, I want this thing from Target, and then it shows up at your door in a couple hours. Like that's kind of what they're getting at here. Or I want this thing from Walmart or whatever. But beyond that, they're also promising to create innovative digital experiences using other cutting-edge technologies to elevate Target's strength in style areas such as home, apparel, and beauty. Experiences that digitally replicate the joy of shopping at a Target store to discover stylish and affordable products.
Okay.
Right? That's a joyous experience. Do you have joy in your heart when you visit Target?
Yes. Very much so. It makes me moist.
Okay.
The whole experience. I leave Target just soaked.
If I go to Target, I go to Target for a very specific thing or small group of things, and I go and I get those things and I leave.
That's how I am anytime I leave the house. I only leave the house to get like a specific thing or list of things. I'm on a mission.
Do you ever leave the house to do that and then think to yourself, oh, there's these other things I could get too, maybe while I'm out, and be like, no. Then you're just like, I'm only going to do this. I will do nothing else.
I'm usually the opposite.
No?
If
Okay.
I think like, it's like uber laziness because I'm like that way I only have to leave the house once. If I can just get it all in one trip, then I never have to leave the house for like another 2 months.
I guess I'm thinking of more like non-essential stuff.
Oh,
like,
if it's not essential, then forget
I
it.
could do this while I'm out or whatever. But then I was like, no.
Everything I get has to pass a test, and the test is, do I need it to live?
It's good. It's a good test.
Yes.
So yeah, clearly this is pointing towards augmented reality shopping, which would be you go to a shopping place like your Walmart, your Target, and maybe you've got some AR glasses on or something like that. And as you're going around, probably little characters that pop up and like,
Hello!
like all that kind of
Have a
stuff.
cigarette.
Yeah, now for you, cigarettes and drugs.
Other fun items.
Whatever they sell at Target. I assume they sell that kind of thing at Target. Or virtual reality shopping, which is from the comfort of your own home. Put on your HTC Vive and go walk around and pretend like you're shopping at Target or Walmart. Actually, the VR Walmart experience as a shooter,
going postal
there
at Walmart.
Okay, I'm just saying.
I mean, Walmart shoppers are already
fun.
pretty much, they look like Resident Evil enemies.
It could be.
They're already good to go. I mean, just take actual images of real Walmart shoppers, and you've got yourself a whole army of baddies.
Yeah, you get that
in a virtual environment.
What do you call it? The
You'll need the BFG to
people of Walmart or whatever. There's
exactly. Go to that website if you dare.
scary.
It's real life nightmares.
All right. Next up, the FCC. Little story here on net neutrality following up. So net neutrality, we've discussed on the show. This is one of those topics that sort of starts to overlap into political territory. We've tried to avoid that when we can, though we may have our own opinions. But this is something that I've tried to ask people as much as possible. Try to step away if you have political leanings and look at this from just the perspective of the internet and how the internet should work. Net neutrality is just the free exchange of packets across the internet. They should all be treated equally, and that your internet service provider shouldn't be able to say some packets go slower than others and that kind of thing. Right now, net neutrality is enforced by the FCC because internet service providers are classified as common carriers under Title II provisions, which are some laws that were written back in the day. This means that they're utilities. They're treated as utilities. And utilities, for example, can't say, oh, water costs more for this person. Well, they can for... That's not a good comparison. But utilities have to provide equal service to all the people, is what I'm saying. And they can't suddenly say that one type of thing that's being delivered by a utility is worth more than the other, that kind of thing.
They can't be throttled.
They're there to provide that to you. So the FCC opened up net neutrality feedback back in May. It was like late April or May that they actually kicked that off. And they claimed that there was a DDoS attack, a distributed denial of service, that basically their servers were inundated, so they shut down. There was a lot of criticism at this time because there was a piece that went up on YouTube as well as on HBO by John Oliver in his Last Week Tonight, as part of his Last Week Tonight, specifically about net neutrality. Got a lot of views. A lot of people were like, I feel strongly about this and I want to go and make a comment. The site went down, and a lot of people were like, that seems like kind of suspicious timing.
Right.
That suddenly that goes down right at a time when lots of people are going in, posting pro-net neutrality comments spurred on by this thing. So over time, this was months ago again, this is towards the beginning of this year, there have been many attempts to get the FCC to provide more information about those DDoS attacks and like what exactly happened.
Right.
Records, basically.
Yeah.
Show us the hits you're getting.
Right.
Show us some evidence that this actually occurred.
Yeah.
They have not given anybody anything. They've the tiniest little trickle of information that they've given when requests have come in. So taking it to the next step, Senator Brian Schatz, who's a Democrat from Hawaii, and Representative Frank Pallone, so a senator and a rep who's a Democrat from New Jersey, requested the investigation into this back in August by the U.S. Government Accountability Office, GAO. GAO recently confirmed it's been accepted. They're looking for evidence that the attacks actually happened. They just want to say, show us the evidence. There should be evidence of this. But
from surface level, was this obviously not just the site going down from the influx of traffic? Like, was it?
It depends on your perspective. There are two sides to this argument.
Yeah.
I would argue that most normal people are on the side of net neutrality is good, and most people who are against net neutrality are very large companies who can make a lot of money if net neutrality isn't around, and those companies and the propaganda that they've put together to try to convince people otherwise. There's obviously arguments on both sides. There's reasons why. Maybe it was a DDoS attack. Maybe that did actually happen. But all they want to say is show us the evidence that this actually happened.
Yeah. If it's all true and it really was DDoS, if they really were DDoS, then it should be very easy for them to pull up that information.
They should be able to prove it, and hopefully they're able to either do that, or if it actually didn't happen and there was something surreptitious going on, then hopefully we'll find out. There were more than 22 million comments filed on net neutrality while it was open, and it was extended after that due to all the comments, but most of them were actually generated by form letter campaigns or were spam. Since all these are open to the public, all the comments, a lot of people have gone in and basically gone through and parsed them, and a lot of them are form letters, but a form letter could be a bot going in and submitting it.
What's a form letter?
It's the same text.
Oh.
It's like all of these submissions have the exact same text that was written.
Right.
So yeah, form letter.
Gotcha.
So, but that could also be people copying and pasting stuff, because some people are like, oh, I feel this, I want to go and submit a comment about net neutrality, but I don't know how to present myself. Like,
exactly.
All right, well, here's the, the kind of the proper terminology to use and that kind of thing.
Sure.
So, there's an analysis, at least the ARS Technica references, that was sourced by specific internet service providers, and that found that 98.5% of the unique comments, when you take out any of the form letter ones, 98.5% of them support existing net neutrality rules. So
That's
there it is.
pretty overwhelming.
And we've been fairly obvious with how we stand on that subject. But, at the end of the day, the FCC, Ajit Pai, is going to look at the feedback, and then they're going to say, based on this feedback, we have decided to do this. And it's not really something that people go and vote on or that kind of thing. It's going to be their decision. How people respond to what they decide to do is going to be significant. And it's also going to be significant if really 98% of people say we want net neutrality to be protected,
and they still
change it, then that's a big deal.
Actual fuck.
People will hopefully be
Riot.
pissed off. But
there will be riots in the streets.
yeah, but again, there's no limit of things to be pissed off about these days. So let's move on and get back to tech. HP Envy, the HP Envy X360. Even more specifically, the HP Envy X360 15-BQ101NA is officially the first
Rolls off the
notebook
tongue.
with a Zen APU.
What?
We've been interested in Zen APUs.
Say
The official integration of Zen architecture, as has been featured in Ryzen CPUs and Threadripper CPUs, actually integrated with Vega GPU architecture. The one being used in this specific notebook by HP is the Ryzen 5 2500U. It's a quad core with a 2 gigahertz base frequency, up to 3 gigahertz burst frequency. I noticed they're calling that burst frequency, not boost clock.
XFR or...
To me, that says burst frequency for brief periods of time. If you're doing it for too long, then it's going to generate too much heat. So,
Right.
But still, I'll be interested to see how that actually performs. The Envy X360 also has a single stick of 8 gig DDR4 2400 RAM, 256 gig NVMe SSD, and a full HD touch-enabled display. The graphics chip that is integrated, the graphics chip has been confirmed to be integrated as part of the APU. HP has confirmed that it features Vega Mobile, so they are making a Vega Mobile, possibly Vega 8 series or Vega 10 series, according to the article. And the power consumption of this full system should not exceed 45 watts. So that's, I guess you could maybe assume then that there might be an APU in this series that has a 45 watt TDP or less, if that's the entire system. We're also not totally sure at this point if there's going to be, if there's going to be desktop APUs that slot into AM4 that are kind of akin to the ones that are actually, BGA made for mobile, or if there's going to be crossovers in those lineups, or if they're going to make a completely separate lineup for the desktop APUs. We shall see. But we know they are making desktop APUs because ever since Ryzen 7 first launched back at the beginning towards the beginning of this year, they've had AM4 motherboards with video outs on them. So
yeah.
Finally get to use the AM4 video outs. Noctua.
They're still virgins.
Noctua is recognizing that people don't like the color of their existing fans.
You don't say!
The color of their existing fans, which I have dubbed as dried blood and putty, is what I call it.
Ooh. That's the least appetizing description for the least appetizing color.
But fortunately, Noctua is now expanding their lineup with Chromax fans.
Chromax. That's a heatsink.
Not just fans, but also cables and covers for some of their heatsinks.
This is all lies. Oh, okay.
So this is a Tom's Hardware article that has a few pictures and whatnot. Pop-up video. Damn you, pop-up video. There's also this little guy, which is...
But they already have black fans.
This is a
Noctua
30...
already has black fans, though.
They do, the industrial series, but these are fancier.
Fancier? These are more high-end?
They're the Chromax line. They're basically reproductions of their NFF12 and their popular fans in this color, but also with color accents and swappable corner pieces and that kind of thing.
Okay, so they're hopping on the trendy bandwagon.
They are.
Indeed.
They have these little 30 centimeter color matched extension and Y cables, so you get some color accent in your Y cables. These little guys that pop on. They're aluminum. They're available in black and whites. They're made so that you, of course, could just use them in black and white, or you could paint them. Probably the white would be easier to paint than black, I would guess, depending on what color you're going for. And then they have a variety of inserts. So this one has a red insert that you can see right there. This is just an example of their fans. 120 millimeter and 140 millimeter sizes, 12 volt A-series PWM fans. 94 CFM airflow for the 120, 140 CFM airflow for the 140, and there's the entire lineup of the cover.
What cooler does that cover apply to?
So the different colors that will fit on the NHU12S, the NHD15, and the NHD15S.
Okay.
So three of their most popular. The fans are the black swap fans. They come with swappable anti-vibration pads available in red, blue, green, yellow, white, and black. Yay.
That's a pretty wide range of included accessories.
Yeah.
Usually you
I
only
think,
get the
I think a lot
white,
of these are
red,
being
and
sold individually and stuff, but yeah.
blue, red, and
you know, like
white.
an NFF12 is still going to cost you $23. The A15, A14 is still 25, 27. So, you know, they're still expensive fans, but according to Noctua, I saw them specifically reply to a tweet. They're the exact same. They don't function any less different or anything like that.
Right.
Even according to the article, and actually there's a Noctua page on this too. Even according to the article, these aluminum covers that they're putting on the heat sinks themselves make it better. What did they actually say?
Cooling wise?
It also helps direct airflow through the cooler's aluminum fins, allowing the cooler to dissipate heat in a more efficient manner. I don't know if that's marketing BS or what. Gamers Nexus will probably test it.
I'm not exactly sure how that works. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, I don't know.
It just contains the air path more so.
It's like you don't have the
through
gaps
heat sink.
on the sides of the aluminum fins. So,
Right. It's like it
yeah,
probably doesn't make
I
much of a
guess.
difference, but
I don't know. But
whatever.
But
Marketing,
cool.
marketing.
Noctua
hashtag
fans now available with color matchy color.
So this is really just an aesthetic or a cosmetic update to
Yes.
existing fans.
Yes, existing fans.
Gotcha.
But I mean, since
That's
Noctua
good.
has some of the most well-respected and functional fans,
It's nice that they look good
nice,
now too.
Nice that they can do that too.
Cool.
All right. Speaking of fans, Corsair has also announced fans. Who cares?
Yes.
Who cares about those crappy Noctua fans with their solid colors?
They still lack
that can't change?
RGB.
Corsair has announced their LL
Woo!
series RGB LED fans.
Oh yeah, these actually look really nice.
They actually do look.
I was
really
gonna
nice.
buy 12 of these yesterday,
Really?
but then the total came out to be like $500
What?
for 12 fans. Yes.
Were you
But,
getting
like,
the combo?
I was getting the combo, so 3 of the 120 millimeter fans that come in a pack with the Lighting Node Pro
Yeah.
is like $120.
A 3-fan pack is $120.
3 fan pack with the Lighting Node Pro is like
Jesus.
110, 120 $20.
Is
So
that-
I added in like two of those because I needed, I've got like a shit ton of radiators in the N2 Elite build that I'm planning, plus the 140s I saw on Newegg came in packs of 2
That looks pretty.
for
sweet.
like $60 to $65 or something.
Yeah, but look how they look.
They look so good. That's why I was like, add to cart, and I was about to check it, like, pump the brakes, Kyle. Pump the brakes. You were not about to spend $500 on fans. Of course, they probably won't give me any because I'm building in a
Holy
Fantex case.
crap.
Right?
$120.
I wasn't
for
shitting you,
3
man.
fan
They're
pack.
expensive. They look nice, but they're
Wow.
pricey.
Wow, Corsair. All
And
right.
the 140s. Yeah, the
I
140.
thought they
No,
had
oh my
a-
god. So 140 for a single. That one right there, $40 for one.
$30, jeez, for a single pack. I want to show their video though, because who cares what they look like?
Just look at the
Yeah,
video.
that's
Just look how pretty they are.
Yeah, so these fans have 2 sets of LEDs. They've got a ring around the outside and a ring around the inside. 12 RGB LED loop on the outer edge, 4 RGB LEDs in the center plug or whatever. So as
Yeah.
you can see them demonstrating here, a bunch of cool effects of the LEDs chasing around one way or the other, and it's tied in with the link system and all that stuff. Yeah, with the Lighting Node Pro that's included, does Lighting Node Pro come even if you buy a single fan? Is that why the single fans are $40?
No, I don't think so.
Because that's the Lighting Node Pro right there.
Right.
Just that little unit that you plug into, and then a USB connection to the motherboard.
Use Corsair link and stuff. No, I think just a single fan comes with just the fan for $40. It's pretty crazy.
So yeah, oh look, fan stop mode capable as well. That's useful. But yeah, available like Hal said, 3x120mm kit if you spend $120.
Just insane.
2x140 or individually. PWM fans 60 to 1300 or 1500 RPM depending on the model that you get, and some pretty cool color effects.
It's sad because they look so nice.
Yeah.
They look really good. I can't justify spending that much on fans.
Yeah,
it's too bad that much. Hopefully, maybe we'll get a sale on Black Friday or something like that.
Yeah, usually
nice
brand new stuff. They usually start high, and they usually work in a bit of pricing wiggle room so they can make sales in the future. But
yeah,
we shall see. All right, let us move on and finish off actually my half of the show with some donation comments. Thanks to all you guys who have donated via the YouTube donation button. El Jefe Reviews, $5. Let's get down to brass tacks. What are your guys' favorite cartoons or anime from 80s or 90s? Important
80s
questions.
Or 90s?
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh, that was a good one. I love Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, that's me.
Jeez. Favorite cartoon or anime? I watched a lot of Dragon Ball Z growing up. Gundam Wing. Toonami. Anything pretty much on Toonami. Except after like Gundam Wing, it would go Dragon Ball Z, Toonami, or Gundam Wing, or it would go Dragon Ball Z, Gundam Wing, and then I think like right after that was Sailor Moon, and that's when I turned it off.
Wow. It's crazy that the influx of like anime and stuff like that since I was a kid, because like
it wasn't really around when I was younger.
When I was growing up, we had Disney Afternoon was the afternoon cartoons that we
never
come on.
heard of it.
And it was all,
old,
Disney cartoons, of course.
Old bastard.
I'm old, yeah. It's back with, like, DuckTales and...
DuckTales was pretty legit.
Darkwing Duck and...
Yeah, Darkwing Duck was good, too.
All those. But anyway, alright. Thanks a lot.
Animaniacs, sorry.
I did really like Animaniacs. The country song where he lists off all the countries.
Oh, yeah.
Except it doesn't count anymore because too many of them have changed.
Yeah, that's true.
But still, it's very good. Alright, Scott Dilbeck, $6.66. Thank you for your devilish... donation, as always. If you could be born into history as any famous person, who would it be and why?
Damn, these are some hard-hitting questions, guys. You guys are getting all personal.
Any famous person in history.
Really,
who would it be and why? See, like I'm so torn about that kind of thing because I immediately go to like, oh, who's like some,
super rich, powerful, wealthy guy.
Powerful king or whatever. But it's like if you go back far enough to the point where you could really just live that life of that ruler or whatever. Pick one who like never got killed or anything like that.
Right.
Just lived until they were 90. But that's like they're being supported by like slave labor or something like that. I feel so guilty.
No one gets to the top without stepping on some people below them. If I could be born into history as any famous person.
I just can't.
Man.
All right.
It's such a hard question.
This is just spitballing, so I can't say I've done a lot of comparison. But something like Lewis and Clark. I don't know. I feel like going back to a time when like frontier, like unexplored areas. I know that's still a thing now, but back when there was a lot less of that going on. Just to be someone who like experienced going somewhere where. See, and even that's Eurocentric because that's only when white people they were already Indians there. Right? All right.
As you were mouthing Lewis and Clark,
Louis C.K.
I mouthed Louis C.K. like at the same time, at the exact same time. I was like Louis, and I was like, oh my god, he picked the same thing I did. But then you said Lewis and Clark.
No.
But it would be cool to be someone that I actually like watch and respect and enjoy the content that they make.
Marco Polo.
Marco Polo. Yeah. Right? I would love to meet the guy who invented the famous pool game that I played in my childhood. Just to shake his hand and be like, you've done great things for our nation.
All right. Fred Rance, $50 Thank you, Fred. Tomorrow's my 57th birthday. Thank you.
Hey, cheers.
And happy birthday, Fred.
Happy B-Day, brah.
Since I normally pick on Kyle, it's Paul's turn. So for my B-Day and $100, have Kyle spray whipped cream all over Paul's face.
I'm down. I can do that.
Wifey sauce as a can, giving you the week off this week, Kyle. Another 50 once done. So like 50 now, 50 later.
Okay.
All right. Can we say?
We don't have any whipped cream though.
Can we save it for Kyle's half?
Do we have whipped cream?
He said wifey sauce has a can of whipped cream.
What?
I don't know if she's been. Did she get one secretly? And
If
was
she
hiding it or
does,
something?
she didn't tell me about it, but I guess we'll wait and see.
All right. Well, we'll when we get to the donation comments on your half.
Yeah.
And we can do it, and then we get $50 more.
That's true.
Be rich.
I like that.
Matt Grimes, thank you, Fred. Matt Grimes, $10. Read this with the voice changer.
She does have it.
No, she's got it. It's right there.
When did you get whipped cream?
We're gonna save it.
You're gonna save it?
Next half.
We're gonna do it on Kyle's half.
Yeah.
We're running late.
Yeah, we're late.
Limited time.
And I'm getting hungry.
God. Yeah, and I'm all that stuff.
I
Okay.
could really go for some whipped cream right now.
Matt Grimes, we don't have the voice changer here. This is where Kyle's and he's got a
stupid
crappy soundboard with no effects on it.
I just
Maybe
bought.
your board might have effects on it. I'm really not sure.
I
I can try, or we can save it for next time. I want you to do me a favor.
Wait, what? Who's
I want to
voice
tell
is-
you all your friends about me. What?
Oh,
where are
Batman?
you? I'm Batman. Also, this is the second week in a row that I've said taint.
I want you to do me a favor.
I love when I say taint accidentally.
I want you to tell all your friends about me.
I'm Batman.
I'm Batman.
Yes.
You want to know the difference between me and you?
I'm really glad I brought my.
I'm not wearing a hockey mask. I'm Christian fucking Bale. I got a big check.
What?
I don't
I don't
know.
understand the words you're
That's
saying.
open to interpretation.
Yeah, Christian Bale is spot on.
He's crazy.
All right, Justice Revenge 777 with $17.76. Freedom hashtag Freedom Bucks 1776.
Hey! What is that? What? Freedom 76.
1776.
What's
Freedom.
significant about that year? Oh, freedom. No?
The year that the United States became a country.
Oh, right. Yeah, I'm bad at history.
Okay.
You should know this. You should know. I do not know history.
All right.
I don't even history.
I believe they asked that on like the immigration test, like you know.
Well, thank God I was
one of
born
those-
here,
one of
Paul.
those things.
Well, thank God I was born here. Otherwise, I'd never
All
be
right.
an American citizen. I'm telling you.
Thank you, Justice Revenge 777. Jeremiah Hoyt, $5. Can you guys do a funny handshake? Sure.
A funny handshake. I was hoping that you would grab my elbow.
That's great. That's a little.
Welcome to our planet.
All right,
This is how we
this
mate.
It's getting awkward.
That was actually my secret.
I wanted to
Mate
do like
shake.
the classic, you know,
Oh, the
like blow it up. I don't know. Right?
I never did that.
You never did that?
No, I saw people doing it, and I was hoping somebody would do it to me one day, and no one ever did.
never had
I was like,
somebody-
I'm just not cool enough
You
to do
gotta have
that
a friend who you
handshake.
plan it with.
All
And then
my
the-
friends were lame too. They
You
were lame
plan
like
with-
me.
And then several days go by, and the opportunity comes up to do it with other people there, and you got it all like locked down, and then it's badass.
Never happened to me. Never cool.
Sorry,
enough.
I'm sorry you never had that experience.
I know.
We can work on it. We'll
Yeah.
work on the
We'll
funny
practice
handshake.
every day.
DJ Vision IT, $5 Canadian, a brewery who loves you guys and who wants to send you a bunch of beer. Won many awards in Canada. How can I get an email contact? Please PM me. I love beer.
Yeah.
And Canada ain't bad either.
Sponsored beer is even better.
DJ Vision IT, do you have a contact email for public use? I don't. That's why I'm asking Kyle.
I do not currently. Not an
don't.
active one. If you follow us on Twitter and message us there, just tag us both. Right? That's probably the best way.
Sure. Yeah,
Tag
we
us
gotta,
both on a
we gotta
tweet.
figure out the brewery as well.
Tweet at us.
Yeah, I would shout out an email address right now, but I do try not to publicize my email addresses because I hate email and I'm bad at it.
Yeah, me too.
I'm really bad as it is with the people who I have actively given my email address.
Yeah.
So anyway, thank you for the donation, DJ Vision, and we will we're very happy to follow up on that, but we will try, I guess. That's a bad answer. All right, let's move
Hit us
on.
up. Yep.
Robert Dwyer, $10. Hey guys, I was wondering what you guys feel are some of the best cases on the market for airflow with a tempered glass side panel. I was gonna get the H500P until Gamers Nexus killed it.
I was gonna say, get
100
the 8500
$100 to $200.
sure.
Well, do the mesh version of the H500P like they did.
Yeah,
They
just mod it.
Just hack off all those
Mod
pieces.
that shit.
Put some mesh on there.
Drop 13 degrees.
I know the Fractal Mesh 5C has gotten pretty high marks for actual airflow
Yeah.
recently.
Yeah.
So that's a pretty solid
Full
one.
mesh. I feel like a lot of modern cases with just a full mesh front, if you're looking for high airflow,
Yeah.
tend to be pretty solid and drop the degrees.
I mean,
more so than
typically the trade-off
enclosed
between
panels.
those is like, you put something flat and solid there, it's going to block some of the sound. It's going to be quieter.
Yeah. Might look nicer
Make
too.
mesh, you're going to get more sound, but you're going to have better airflow. So
Yeah.
mesh front cases are a pretty good option. Yeah, and I don't know what besides the Meshify that stands out to me with that much airflow. I feel like I don't see as many cases as I used to because I keep telling people not to send me cases because I
Yeah.
don't have room
Right.
for all the cases. But
That's true.
all right, I hope that was vaguely helpful for you, Robert. Simply Aaron 91 $5. Help! I want to replace my PC, but whenever I plan to build, something new is always announced. When's the best time of year to buy PC parts? Aaron, I'd
Not
say.
now.
Well, yeah, right now there's some extraneous things that are causing it to be crappy in some areas to buy a PC. I did a video on that earlier today.
Oh yeah.
I haven't looked at that actually. I don't know if it's doing well or not. But actually, right around Black Friday time frame, there's a lot of holiday sales. You can get some good deals. So it's definitely a good time to shop. But just be aware that there's some stuff that's kind of egregiously overpriced, and try not to get that stuff. Try to
Like
get
what?
the stuff.
Graphics card and memory. come to
AMD,
mind.
any AMD graphics cards that are above $100-ish, like your RX 480s, RX 470s and 570s are all $50 plus more expensive than they should be. 580s are $100 plus more expensive than they should be. Vega 56 and 64 are 50 to 100 plus bucks more expensive than they should be. You can get GTX 1060 now for right around MSRP. You're still going to be paying like $210, $220 for a 3 gig and maybe $260-ish, $270-ish for a 6 gig. So that only sucks because it's like those cards have been out for over a year now, and there's
Right.
no price drops. In fact, there's increases. But
Yeah.
anyway, yeah. I hope that helps.
It's rough
as well.
times. Rough times for.
But yeah,
PC building.
it's a thing that you just kind of have to learn to accept at a certain point. Is that whenever you buy a new PC or invest in new parts, there's going to be new, better stuff that comes out that's faster,
Right around
that's
the corner.
eventually cheaper. It's going to happen. So you just kind of have to accept that at some point. And move on.
Just dive in.
All right, Des Jones, $10. Oh, speaking of which, hey guys, I saw Paul's video earlier about it isn't good to build a gaming PC right now. Should I halt my savings for a Threadripper 1920X and or 1600X build possibly until 2018, or do it before year end still? Well, Des, you gotta pay attention to some of the specifics in that video and the specific things I was complaining about. I didn't really come back at the end and say there's things that I shouldn't have complained about, but there are positive things, and Ryzen launch has been a really good one. I have no
Yes.
problem recommending Ryzen CPUs right now. There's even some Intel CPUs that I think make sense depending on your budget. But yeah, if you're thinking about investing in Threadripper or 1600X, have no worries, have no fears there. Those platforms, those CPUs aren't really affected by those issues I was discussing in that video. Your graphics card choice might be, but if you're thinking of like a GTX 1070, for example, you can get those for $400, which is, again, slightly more than the MSRP original for when it launched, but much more reasonable than the markups that you got to pay for the AMD cards. So there are options out there for right now. Just you gotta kind of watch out for that
And
stuff that's overpriced.
wait for like Black Friday, Cyber Monday. You'll find some good deals
Yeah.
there. A great time to buy a PC is, especially this time.
Hammerslap, $5. Paul, your review of the MSI GE62 Apache revealed 3 unadvertised M.2 slots. Do any new models have them? Why don't reviewers ever really check for them? I don't know. That's one of the things I really like to do when I review a notebook. I don't review notebooks that often, but I like to review ones that I can physically remove and look at the hardware of and look at upgraded possibilities and options. I hope that was helpful for you. I haven't done an MSI laptop review in a while though, so
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I should hit them up for one. Cheridum Tech, $15. We're almost done here. I gotta be quicker about this. I believe last time I gave to Kyle, so this time it's Paul. Cheers, guys. P.S. You can't send super chats on iOS. I'm sorry.
Good to know. That's fine.
But that is
iOS
good to know.
sucks. Gerald, $5. Hi, Paul and Kyle. I would like to send you both some delicious beer from Minnesota, aka the North. What are some of your favorite types of brew to consume? Browns, porters, stouts, IPAs, amber, reds.
Blonde. Ale. I mean, yeah.
Those are my faves.
I can say pretty much just about all the beers except IPAs amongst my lesser favorites. Hefeweizen, also not very high up on my list. The ones that are super, I don't like super sours either. Like I've tried some, but it's just they're
I like some
pretty hit and miss.
sours.
There's some sours out there that I like, but there's also some sours where I've been like, that's rough. But hopefully that gives you an idea, Gerald, and we love beer.
Yes.
Cody Hall, $10. Hey guys, this is the first time I've been able to catch the live show watching at work. Love you guys and all the work you do. We'll get Kyle and Heinz half as well.
Sweet.
Thank you so much,
Thanks,
Cody.
Cody, and welcome. Heather Hansen, that's my wife.
Thanks,
$5.
Heather.
Sorry, Paul. Love wifey
I don't
sauce.
know why she's apologizing.
Not sure.
Maybe apologizing in advance for the whipped cream thing. I'm not sure.
Oh, could be that.
We'll figure it out.
Checker tile, LOL,
Checker.
$5. Should I wait to buy GTX 1080 or is now a good time?
Yeah, now it's fine.
Now it's good.
Yep.
Yep.
Clint Flippo.
$10.
Thank you, Clint.
Thanks, Clint.
No comment.
Balls Narcus, $5. T-shirt idea: 2 motherboard standoffs in a Western standoff. Caught another live show,
Ooh.
but again won't be able to catch Kyle. Sorry, Kyle. It's all right. That's a good shirt idea.
I like that idea.
Yeah.
Balls Narcus, why don't you you should submit that idea for our costume,
Yeah,
or for
the
our shirt idea
shirt design
contest. Because if
contest.
we use your idea, you get $100.
Yes. Go to either of our stores for details on that.
But do that now, because
Do it
now
now.
other people are going to submit your idea instead
Yes,
of you.
yes.
You have to try to remember that you're Narcus. Okay,
Narcus.
Ashwin Mera.
No, we're on Narcus.
Oh, I'm sorry.
$5 for Kyle.
Balls Narcus. There's Balls Narcus and Narcus.
Weird.
Okay.
For Kyle, keep up the good work. Can't wait to watch your half tomorrow slap Paul into completing Arctic Panther in his HTTP.
I am. I was
Which?
I made myself clean first, and yeah,
Good.
sorry about that.
First things first. Thank you very much.
Ashwin Mera, $10. Built my first PC this past weekend, all thanks to you two, and while watching Kyle's tutorial video. Well, that's good. Forever grateful, and definitely submitting for next week's Pimp My PC.
Nice.
Ashwin, where you look forward to seeing your build.
Thanks, dude. Dupe Scraps. 5 Canadiers. Hey, guys, love your show so mooch. What are your plans for Halloween night? Remember to floss.
Oh yeah, good question. We have just confirmed that. We're gonna do a Halloween Awesome Hardware.
Halloween's on a Tuesday
It's on a Tuesday, yeah.
So, bingo!
2 weeks from now, we're gonna have costumes, and
We're also
it's
going to
gonna be
the
Awesome
same
Hardware.
friends costume party, so we will have costumes from
Oh,
the
yeah.
show.
Yeah,
It'll be pretty exciting.
it's gonna be fun.
I don't know what I'm going to be yet. Maybe a
I
dildo,
don't
just to
either.
stick it to Twitch one more time.
right.
What are you going to do now, Twitch?
And remember to floss, he said.
Yes, that
I
too.
have been flossing because I have a dentist
I
appointment.
have
coming up.
not, because I'm a horrible person.
Justin Travis, $5. Picked up a Corsair 460X with 6 Corsair SP120 RGB fans. Do you guys know if the Commander Pro will give me full control of the lighting you two rock?
I don't know how many fans that Commander Pro supports.
I think it should support 6, though.
Maybe. I hope it's 6 and not 5.
I
Commander
feel
Pro's
like
pretty beefy. I would say double check. It should be a very easy search.
but that's what it's made for. So.
Yeah. Brandon
It should.
Dickerson, $5.
Brandon.
You smart, you loyal. I appreciate you.
Thank you,
We
Brandon.
appreciate you and your smart loyalness as well.
We very, very, very much do.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
Johnson?
we got some Johnson shoutouts for
Johnsons.
people who have ordered stuff from
Johnsons.
our stores while the show has been live. Oh my god, I have like 8 or 10 of them or something. First off, Antonio from Florida. Thank you for getting the Thumbscrew beer sets. Ooh, love the beer set. That's
God, why is there
it's
so
been
many?
popular. Steven got the Awesome Hardware RGB Everything shirt.
Woo!
Thanks. You're going to be one of the first people rocking that shirt, I believe. Reese from Washington got the Thumbscrew navy blue shirt and the Pub Glass 2-glass set. Lovely. Johnson.
Ayo.
Hey, Johnson, for you. Batman. Like literally Batman. From
Nice.
Georgia. Got the Thumbscrew stainless steel bottle
Batman
opener.
to buy my shirts.
And the RGB Everything shirt. The RGB Everything shirt becoming,
Yes.
growing more and more popular.
Yes.
Jonathan from North Carolina, Thumbscrew Black logo shirt. Thank you very, very much, Jonathan Johnson, for you. Pedro from New Jersey.
Pedro!
Got the RGB Everything shirt as well as the gray logo shirt, the thumb screw. Thank you very much, Pedro. Andrew from Indiana got the beer set, 2 glasses and the opener. Oh, gotta love that set. It's got everything you need to drink beer out of a glass.
Just add beer.
Except the glass of beer.
Just add beer.
Nathan.
That should be the subtext.
Nathan.
Just add beer.
From Minnesota. Wait, no, Montana. I'm sorry, Montana. Got the thumb screw, black shirt. Oh, no, the baseball hat. Baseball hat and the stainless steel bottle opener. Thank you, Nathan.
Solid.
Fabulous.
All
Kyle?
right, I'll fire these off. Let me know if there's any double Johnsons here. Paul, I might
try.
have forgotten some of the names. Nicholas with the Bitwit Gray logo Tri-Blend t-shirt and the
Thank you,
Bitwit Overclocking mug. Thank you very much, Nicholas. We've also got one from Stephen Hill. Yeah, Stephen Hill in Irvine. He's a local.
Yeah,
right down the
nice.
street from us. Beware a bottleneck shirt. Classic. Instant classic, my friend. We've all got Batman Double Johnson. Batman is a patron of both of our stores, apparently. Stay Positive shirt. Very befitting to you, Batman. Your parents died, and yet, in light of all that tragedy, you are still keeping your head high.
Dude, you gotta bring that up. Like,
True. I know. Too soon.
it's too soon.
You're right. He's Batman, he can take it. Thank you very much, Pedro Double Johnson from
Pedro Double Johnson.
for picking up a beanie, a crystal RGB shirt, which are on sale right now. Thank you very much.
Lovely.
And a Beware Bottleneck shirt. And that is going to do it for me.
Lovely.
Woo!
Thank you guys so much for joining us. Sorry again that we were a little late. Links to the stuff we talked about in the description, as well as a link to Kyle's half of the show, which we're going to be switching over to momentarily.
Indeed.
Yeah, if you're on Twitch, just stay right where you are.
Stay tuned.
And we'll be
doing-
back.
We'll be doing more Johnsons, more donation questions, and we'll be finishing off my half with a Twitch raid.
Oh, cool.
It's always fun and exciting.
It's going to be great. All right. Bye, guys.